So do you remember at all checking into the hospital or what
No.
happened? So it's like a black area, just totally
That
dark
thing
for
has
4 or 5
gone
months, right?
exactly not. So I remember waking up in the hospital, but
But you
until
didn't know it was months later.
that, yeah, exactly. I was under the impression that it
Yeah,
was
maybe a day
only
or
a few
two.
days,
Oh, okay.
and after a few days passed and I was not going home, I actually got mad that why am I still here, that kind of thing. But after some days, I found out, I've
It's
been through
been
a lot.
months that you
I've
were
been through a
asleep
lot.
for months.
Yes.
And we've heard some of the numbers, how long he was on a ventilator. He had a, opening here, tracheostomy after a few weeks to continue to be on the ventilator. You were on dialysis for so many days, and you were on extracorporeal oxygenation. Your blood was being sent out to oxygenate because your lungs are not working. And so many, your heart stopped twice. And, throughout all this, I'm sure you were getting calls every day from the hospital and,
Yeah.
the ICU doctors, different specialists, so many specialists like infectious disease, renal, all kinds. So what was it that, would you wait for the call every day, or what was it that kept you to look forward to that call, or if the phone rang, were you just jittery? What am I going to hear? What was it?
I would wait for the call every day, yes. Sometimes because doctors were so busy at that time, right?
Yeah.
And it was, I'm so grateful to them that they made it a point to call me and to give me an update, because they had hundreds of patients just like Rohan. But I would wait for that call literally with my pen and pencil and the paper to write down the numbers, because they would tell me what his numbers are, what the D dimer is, how he did throughout the night, because they would check his blood almost, I think, every hour, I think, to check the numbers. So yes, doctors would give me an update. There is not a single day that went by where I did not receive an update.
Was it like a video call or just a phone call?
No, it was always a phone call.
Phone call. But when did you see him actually?
I saw him for the first time on May 13th after he
video
got
call
admitted.
or
Video call, yes. By end of April, they made a video call, because even for that video call, it was so difficult for that nurse to hold the iPad.
Correct.
Because she had to wear all that
in
gear
those days
and
we had all
go
the PPEs,
inside. Yes, so but they would do it. They would make a video call. Then I used to.
And we actually had a lot of like outpatient nurses, operating room. Everything was closed in the hospital. This is the only business. Whole hospital was COVID. So we actually had like ICU, like outpatient nurses. They didn't fire anybody. All of them would help in the ICU, like talk to families, take the iPad, and they were helping us. Other people who were not, taking care of the patient. So that was very helpful. Like, we would put the patients on their stomach. So we had operating room nurses do that for us, because our own nurses couldn't do so many patients. So it was helpful. But then, one of the problems when you have such a long stay in the ICU with such a sick patient is that things happen. I remember talking to you that, don't go on emotional roller coaster.
Yes, because I used to call you. I used to freak out and call and say, Dr. Guntupalli, this is happening. What do we do?
Because, one day he's better, one day he's not. And he had cardiac arrest twice, right?
Yes.
So how did you take that news?
It was a Thursday, early morning of Thursday, and I'm a big bhakt of Sai Baba. So I used to have his darshan on all the time on my computer. And I remember getting that call at, I think, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning that your husband had a cardiac arrest, and then we have revived him, and the cardiologist is on his way to check on him. But we want to let you know that this is what happened. And the first thought was, it's a Thursday, Baba won't do it. And somehow I was calm. I made a phone call to my brother and I said, just inform Rohan's parents that this is what has happened. Inform our parents. And then he said, no, I'm going to come there. I just want to come there and hug you. How are you? And I said, I'm fine, because it's a Thursday. Baba won't take him away. Please don't drive right now. He's fine. I mean, they've revived him. There is nothing more we can do at this time. Just pray. So, and again Thursday evening, that was the second cardiac arrest. So, and me and my brother.
One was longer.
The second one was 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, the first one was 4 minutes. The second one was 12 minutes. But again, it was a Thursday evening. And me and my brother used to take turns to make a call to the hospital. So morning was my time, evening was his time.
So you'll talk to the nurses who take
Yes,
care.
so we would talk to the nurses. So when he called, they said there is an emergency on the floor. Please call later. And he immediately knew because he was the sickest patient on that floor. So he called me and he said, no, something is wrong. It's again Rohan. And so when the doctors came on the phone, they said, until when do you know? So that told me that something worse has happened from the time the first cardiac arrest. And then they explained it again. But they said we have revived him again. And
So there, there's problem of mainly we are worried about how much damage
the brain
you have for
damage.
the brain.
Yes.
Because somebody may get revived, but
Yes.
what damage has it left?
Yes.
That's the question. What was your strength? Like you had 3 kids to take care of at home.
Yeah.
And so what was your routine that kept you like at least have some stability for the kids?
It was mainly I would speak with my parents every single day. We would pray. I would pray with my children every single day. We would put Ram Raksha. We would put Hanuman Chalisa at home. So they knew that
So
that
there is
is
a
the
time
song.
that you would stand in front.
Yes,
pray
every
with the
evening we would pray. We would put vibhuti on his photo that we have a family picture. So my kids still know that that is the song that made daddy better.
Oh, that's nice.
So we listen to Ram Raksha every day. Even now we listen to Ram Raksha every day. We chant Hanuman Chalisa every day. And even if there is anything, if there is a game going on, if Ayan is worried that his team is not winning, he immediately goes and puts the Ram Raksha on.
So now he knows coping mechanism.
Yeah. So they learned that. And somehow I did not want to shield them from the reality. I did not want to tell them a lie that their dad is fine. I don't know if it was
Did you at
right
any
or
time
wrong.
say your dad may not come home, he's so sick? Or
I did not tell them that. I just told them that we need to pray really hard and we need to bring him back.
okay, that's good.
So the better we pray, the sooner he is going to get home.
So were they kind of withdrawn, or did they share with you, or like was the older one like kind of your support system, or because nobody could visit you, right?
Yeah, they were my support system actually.
They kept you
because,
distracted
They
a
kept me distracted. I would play with them outside in the backyard because there was no one that could visit us. So I would wait for the hospital call and play with them. And sometimes they would just come and like Vivan would tell me, I think you need a hug.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
he would hug me and then he would hear me cry but I tried not to, but he knew that
But
something
there's nobody
is
to
wrong.
share, right?
But
I
there
mean,
is no
you
one
have
to share.
Yeah.
They were all 3 of them were my biggest strength for sure.
Very good. That's very nice. So finally, like the day came that he was out of the ICU after so many months, and he's like in the intermediate care unit, and then he deteriorated again, went back.
Yeah.
We have this back and forth, and then the day came that he's going to rehab.
Yeah.
Probably you remember that time, right? Going
Yes.
to rehab.
Yes, I do. I actually, I have a vivid memory. Like even before going to the intermediate hospital, Kindred, just before that, I remember every nurse, every doctor.
Did you have still opening here, tracheostomy at that time?
Yes, he had that.
And
they
feeding
used-
tube or no? You were eating.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
feeding tube.
yes, feeding tube was there. They used to come and tell me like every now and then, "You're a very lucky man. You're a very lucky man." And I had no idea why they were saying that to me. I had no idea what had happened for the past 2 months. And then I went to the PCU, I mean the intermediate hospital, Kindred. They took off the feeding tubes and everything at that time. I think even the tracheostomy they took off.
Yeah,
in
they
Kindred.
reduced the size of the trach.
And then the doctor there, he also told me, you're a very lucky man, So finally, and at that time, there used to be a neurologist. He used to come in front of me, check my fingers, check the movement of
Eyesight.
the,
Because
the
he had a
reflexes,
stroke while he was on
I had no
ECMO.
idea that had happened. So finally, I lost patience. I had asked the doctor, why do you say that I'm a lucky guy? And then he told me, you coded twice. So that's when I realized that something serious had happened. Still, I didn't know about what she's saying, that it was 4 minutes, 12 minutes. Okay, 12 minutes, my heart stopped.
But you don't remember anything.
I don't remember any of that. But then later on, as days passed, I found out, that I was really sick and
I mean, did
in a
you
coma.
at that time were you worried about her and the kids, or you were too sick?
So actually, when I had woken up, I think they were taking me to another room or something, and she was there.
Yeah.
So I heard her saying, "You're gonna be fine. Everything is taken care of. Kids are doing fine. You will be fine. You will go home." And as an instinct, I asked her, like
What
this,
about like
what
because
about
what
the
about the
money part?
finances?
What
Because-
about the cost? So that thing
So
came to my
immediately
mind.
that
Yeah,
was worrying.
immediately
Yeah.
I thought,
It worried you.
what about the cost of hospital? Because I knew
Yeah.
everything. So, but she said, don't worry about it. It's taken care of. So then, as days passed, I was concerned whether I'll be able to talk again, walk again, or
Work
do
again.
any work again.
Yeah.
Because I remember having woken up, I had tubes all over, but I was feeling thirsty. And I wanted to ask for water, but I couldn't speak. They asked me to write it, but I couldn't write it what I wanted. I couldn't even write.
Did you not
water.
remember how to
I
write?
didn't remember how to write.
And he wrote my
water.
number wrong. He wanted them to call me, but he gave them a wrong number.
So they were trying to test me, I guess. Can you give her number? So I wrote her wrong number and gave it to them. So it was like starting from square one.
So you had to relearn everything.
I had to relearn everything.
So you didn't remember, leave alone your engineering skills.
Forget about
you didn't even know her number.
Exactly.
No.
And then, as I said, even I had trouble spelling water. But then, thanks to the people.
What was it that you remembered though? Was there any strong things that you remembered?
So when I went to Kindred, I remember her asking me, do you remember any of your dreams? So then I told her that, I remember meeting my grandfather.
Oh, really?
He remembers all, happy
then,
moments.
She asked me, do you remember anything else? I said, I remember playing cricket with some stars, being on a beach. So then she said, that probably might be the time when you were having an arrest.
Yeah.
And, you're probably in a happy place, going to a different life.
While this is going on, I know we're trying to condense so many months, but when you were not so sick, a little bit well enough to worry,
Right.
First of all, your body has to recover. You're just trying to remember people.
Right.
Now, a little bit later, it passed and your body is a little bit better. And then now you are well enough to worry and well enough to realize how bad the situation still is, So what was it that was giving you strength? Like, did you think that I had to go back to Mansi and the kids and, I have to really make it happen for them? And when was that? After you came home or?
No, actually, when I went to Tier, actually on the first day itself.
It's a long-term facility. Yeah.
That's the rehab facility. Yeah. And my main aim was to be as independent as I could be. So, which meant, not having to make her do trivial things like go get something. So they asked me what my goal was. And I told them, my goal is to be able to walk on my own feet. That was the basic thing. They said, then we'll get you ready for that.
Something so simple.
So simple.
Take for granted.
Walking,
just to get your own water.
Yeah.
So they
to
taught
bother
me,
somebody.
So they taught me everything. What is the first thing that you do in the morning? I say, make my coffee. They said, okay, make your coffee now. Just reenact what you do.
Was that difficult? Was it hard to recall?
It was hard in the sense getting up from the chair because I didn't have strength in my legs. Yeah. But other than that, I could remember what I did. There were things that they, like for example, playing ping pong. They tried to make me hold a racket hit the ball. I couldn't hit the ball at all because there was no hand-eye coordination at that time. It made me a little nervous, but made me try harder. So that's the thing. Everything that I failed at the first time, I thought, let me try it again.
Was it like a big chore for you to try? Like
Yes,
it's very
yes.
hard just to get up from chair. And
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I remember when I was in St. Luke's, they made me get up and sit on a chair. I think that process itself took 20 minutes or 30
Yes,
minutes,
yes.
getting from the bed into the chair. And it was so painful, and I gave her angry looks at that time. But
And we all were happy, actually, all the
I
doctors,
saw
and we
them
were so
celebrating.
happy. We were
That he's angry.
celebrating that,
Yeah.
that he's sitting in the chair.
I thought they were
And
mocking
he
me
got
or
so mad, like, why are you
Yeah.
laughing?
and
I
they
mean,
were
hey.
celebrating.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where I came from.
So on the day you came home, you knew, like, the kids were all excited. What was going through your head at that time?
Well, I mean, it's only after coming home, we were talking, her brother, her and me. That's when I started to know what I had been through, the details of what had happened. And then, I realized what she went through, what she put in, what Bhushan put in, and what the kids went through.